we're back with beer number 5. This time we'll go back to John.
No, this is I quite like this. I'm getting vanilla and malt on the nose. On the mouthfeel, it's kind of a medium bodied to medium, not quite full. I'll revise that actually. There's a pretty full body on that. I'm getting chocolate, coffee, roast malt, possibly a hint of whiskey or something. It's like something that's been barrel aged. So I'm guessing that in terms of style, it's probably something like a barrel aged stout. I think it's really good. I love this beer.
Okay, Dave?
I'd say it's a blonde or a red, to be honest. Yeah, one of those. Yeah. No, seriously. I think it's a porter, a stroke stout. I'm getting all the roastiness, the chocolate and the coffee as well.
Mm-hmm.
Initially, I'm not getting really what John's getting on the nose, but then he's a qualified beer judge as well. Yeah, the body is quite good. The lingering finish, I like it. I do like it. It's a good beer. It just stays with you to the very end, and it just kind of tickles your tongue at the end and stays in your mouth for a little while, which is good, Mm-hmm. I like it. Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
Kieran,
is it a macro light lager? No.
I have to say, I'm surprised you came up with that guess, but yes, you're right.
There's no questioning that this is a dark beer. It's a big beer. I find it kind of licoricey on the nose. It's complex. It's full. It's all those dark, stouty, portery, big flavors. Chocolate, coffee. I don't get the whiskey on it. Mm-hmm. But then I tend to not get the whiskey in barrel-aged beers. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't discount it from being one, but it certainly has the kind of complexity that you could get from barrel aging. It's nice. It's big. It's full on. I like it. Pretty much the same as everyone else.
Okay, Ben?
Well, I think everybody's going to agree that it's a stout or a porter. I'm surprised John didn't mention. I think this is as fizzy as the Guinness one. If we were going to go down that route, I don't think it's got a smoothness or creaminess. I know it's not nitrogen, but I wouldn't be. I like this style. It's dry. It's not overly sweet. I definitely don't get any spirit on it, but then I don't agree with barrel-aged spirity whiskies. I don't think you should taste whiskey on a stout. I think that's pretty disgusting. Sorry to all the big breweries in Cork who do that. I think it's a perfect kind of blind tasting 101 stout. It's got the classic home. It's got the toasted malt. It's got a little bit of coffee, a little bit of chocolate, and it's got a classic stout profile. I wouldn't call it overly complex. Mm-hmm. It's a dark, rich flavour, and it's got a big mouthfeel, but Whitewater make the Belfast Black, and it might not be the most highly regarded stout. That's a way more complicated stout. This is, I think it's very much stout 101, but everything it does really well.
Okay, thank you. John, the microphone is back in front of you.
Okay. And what's the question?
What do you think about it? Is it?
Yeah, I think it's no. I still think it's pretty good. I mean, having listened to the lads, it's definitely stout. I'm sure I'm getting some, not oak, but maybe a hint of whiskey or something off it. There's more to this. It's not just a regular stout. I think there's some twist in it. And the carbonate, it's more on the nose than on the mouth. It's more aroma.
Mm-hmm. Dave?
Yeah, I concur. Maybe that's explaining what I was kind of saying, that it kind of lingers and it kind of stays in your mouth. It could be the bit of barrel aging that's been done. I think it's more than, as John was saying, it's more. It's probably has a little bit more, but it's not
subtle.
It's subtle, It's like kind of it just sticks with you, there could be a bit of barrel aging, yeah, possibly. I like it. It's probably it's my favorite beer so far.
Sorry, Kieran.
I think there might be coffee in it. As it kind of warms up and sits in the glass, I was getting more and more coffee in the nose. Now, that might just be that coffee you can get from the stout malts, but I think if there is a twist, I think it might be that there's coffee in it.
I'll discuss that later, but I'm reading the ingredient list, and we'll discuss the ingredient later. Anything else you want to add?
No.
ABV?
ABV.
You're the first one actually this time I asked, so you cannot be influenced by anybody else.
Is over 5. I'm going to go 5.5, 5.6.
5.6. Ben?
I wouldn't be far from that either. Yeah,
above or below?
5.6 and a half.
5.6 and a half. Okay, and so you like this beer? Something you?
Yeah, I do. I'm not. Well, I'm interested to hear what John has to say about this. Is when you taste a regular craft stout and when you taste a barrel aged craft stout, what is he looking for on the palate that will tell him that? Because I wouldn't be very experienced with analysing that side of stout.
Well, in a barrel, you're probably going to pick up if it was barrel aged, you're going to get some vanilla, a hint of oak as well. You could get it on the aroma or on the flavour.
See, people can use vanilla in stout anyway, can they?
Well, you can if you want to taint it. I wouldn't. To be honest, if I'm ever brewing, I try and stick with the 4 basic ingredients and not add anything in.
Yeah. But it's a fashion now, isn't it? Oatmeal this and whiskey that.
Well, oatmeal is still a raw ingredient. Adding whiskey is a kind of I suppose it's a processed. Sorry, Kieran. It's a processed additive, I suppose. I mean, what you want to do is to add something that is. My idea of beer is add something that's pure rather than processed, you know. Mm-hmm. And I'm not sure who pointed out that there was coffee, but I think I'm wondering, is there actually coffee beans or something? It's quite possible that there's some coffee used in that as well.
Okay.
There seems to be a little bit of astringency there as well, so that could be either the roast malts or possibly coffee, depending on when it was added. If it was put into the mash. There could be some slight harshness out of that.
Okay, Kieran, microphone is. You were the one that first spoke about the coffee in the beer.
Yeah, it just has it. There's a lot of coffee on the nose, I think, a little bit in there. So, people felt there was maybe a twist on it, and that was sort of my guess at it. Mm-hmm. I like this beer. It's very nice, complex, full. It's nice.
Okay, Dave, the microphone will be in front of you just now.
Yeah,
okay.
I think my glass is empty, so I loved it. I want more. Yeah, I want more. No, I'm okay for now. Actually, I'm picking up all the above flavors as well. The classic stout, but as to what the exact twist on the end of it, I'm not 100% sure. I suppose we get swayed by other people's opinions, but I think it could have been in a barrel. That's what I'm going to stick with.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it is that 3 of you so far requested a refill, which is a very good sign.
I think it's a favourite beer of everyone so far. I think,
yeah. So, why don't you guys take off your blindfold? And we have a warehouse. And something pronounced for me.
Follain.
Follain?
Yes, it was in a barrel. Hey!
Was there coffee added?
No, there's no coffee added. I didn't see that in the ingredient.
Brown malt.
Brown malt.
Probably brown malt.
Say barley malt, wheat, hop yeast. That's it. That's all I mentioned. So no coffee.
It's funny, I haven't had this beer in quite a long time, but I used to always describe it as it does everything you want a stout to do, which is pretty much what it did for all of us there today. Yeah. What's the ABV on it again? 6.
Yeah.
So, Ben, you want to go back on the microphone? So, you were right. So this is a stout that makes. You finally got one right.
I got the last one right as well, I have, Guinness Porter.
But I think it's a very solid stout.
It's got a very good reputation as well, and I don't really want to upset anyone, so just without any fanfare, should we say, to maybe other stouts that are around in the craft market that have maybe more backing or such. I think Lane Follain's it's got intensity rather than complexity. I think it doesn't have any flavours that you're not. Like sometimes people talk when they're drinking a stout about sort of currants and dark fruits and stewed prunes and all this kind of stuff. I think it is, as Kieran say, it's the flavours you expect in a stout, presented in a beautifully balanced but powerful way. You get a nice strong flavour, a good body, and even though it's 6%, you're not getting that sort of heat off it. It's a beautifully balanced beer.
Yes, and beautifully aged as well. Dave, I'm sorry, Ray.
I think I've had that. It's been a while since I had Lane Follain, but I would definitely drink that if it was put in front of me. Ticks all the boxes, and it has that little extra bit of kick because of the barrel aging in the finish, which I thought was very pleasant.
Is it probably one of those beers that you guys used to enjoy quite a while ago and forgot because of all the new offering?
Exactly.
Is it
exactly.
like finding an old friend again? Or?
I think we should do a bucket list of beers which are forgotten. There are some cracking beers which, not even just Irish beers. I mean, European beers, English ales, Irish, American beers, which everyone forgets. And there we go to beers,
That exactly what I was thinking, because it is a beer I used to drink quite a lot some years ago, and I probably haven't had it in 2 or 3 years. And it's nice when you go back to beer and you go, I still like it, because our tastes change.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the type of beers you drink change. And it's nice when a beer that you always recommended to people and really liked, and you go, I still like it. And I don't think that's barrel aged.
It is, I think, I think it's barrel aged.
The regular one?
It doesn't mention that on the bottle.
No, I don't think so.
They have a barrel aged. I remember I was doing a beer tasting in your pub, and you provided a stout, barrel aged stout. I think
So there might be a couple of versions. So the regular Lane Follain might not be barrel aged, but I think there is a barrel aged version of it too.
Oh, there is.
Yeah.
Well, I could have been an expert in that actually, because I have a bottle of that at home in the fridge, and I just didn't get to it last night. So, but I'll definitely go into it tonight. So, even though it's kind of a school night.
It's a bit late to be on I suppose, mowing the lawn in the dark, isn't it? A couple of torches or floodlights, throw the old car lights on the front of the lawn.
Is this something you drink regularly, John?
No, I've had it once or twice. In fact, actually, the first Lane Follain I had was up in the Bull and Castle in Dublin, and it was cask barrel aged or something like that, and it was a very full on flavour. I think I couldn't finish it. It was too much. We'd had a lot to drink on the same day, but it's a very good beer. I only had 1 or 2 I think previously, a bottle and a pint I think on the cask, so it's a pretty good beer.
Okay.
No, fair play to the guy that's bringing us the beers, for bringing us a beer that we've forgotten. I think fair play on it.
Yep.
You're welcome. Well, thank
Harris for sending us the beer. Yeah.
I sent an invitation and they responded. They've been wanting to respond for a while, but somehow they had nothing for us the first couple of shows. They finally came through, and I never had that beer before.
I think as Kieran,
I don't think I ever had that beer before, and I'm. Once again, a stout for me is not a go-to beer, but this ticks all the boxes for me.
I think as Kieran was saying, sorry Kieran, because of the explosion of all the new craft breweries, sometimes you forget some of the established breweries which have been brewing fantastic beer and still are bringing out new releases.
It's like an old friend you lost contact with but never fell out with.
Yeah, you still love. You probably go back there again.
All right, so we're concluding beer number 5. We'll be back shortly with after another musical break, and we'll be back with the last beer.